And hello, DC fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new DC film Supergirl. That's right, Supergirl is officially here. This movie is the second film in the DC universe, the fourth project in the new DCU. Shepherded by James Gunn and Peter Safran. So there you go. So before I begin, gotta say congratulations to everybody involved in the film. Also, where's our trailer, Marvel? I will continue saying this until Marvel releases the Doomsday trailer. So, Supergirl, let's talk about it because honestly, I'm hearing some very mixed feelings about this movie. And I've seen this movie now, and I wanted to sit on it and talk and think about it for a little bit. And I finally come to a conclusion with this movie. So, the plot of the movie is very, very, very simple. Crypto gets hurt. And Supergirl, who's just partying, trying to, enjoy her birthday weekend, I guess, or week or whatever, how long it takes for her to celebrate her party. She goes to a Red Sun. She's trying to party, have fun. This young girl shows up named Ruthie, played by Eva Ridley. Probably butchered, I apologize. And, she needs help. Her family gets murdered, and she wants revenge. She's just trying to get somebody's help, and then she goes and finds Supergirl, and the two of them bond. And then, of course, Crypto, and this is in the trailer, Crypto gets injured, and by the same people that Ruthie is trying to hunt, and then they go on this adventure to try to take him down. Very simple concept. So obviously, again, this movie does star Millie Alcott, and it does have Jason Momoa as Lobo. We'll get to him in a minute, and of course, David Cornsweet as Superman as well returns as well. Okay, so what did I thought about this movie? It's fun. It's fun. How can I put this? Is this as fun as Superman? No, it's not. There's some stuff in here that I'm like, they shouldn't have went another direction with this movie. So the basically gist of this movie is, it's supposedly a soft kind of copy of the Woman of Tomorrow comic book, where in that movie, the comic book, Supergirl, she's miserable. She lost Candor, she lost Krypton. She's kind of a loner. She's trying to live in Superman's shadow in a way. She's technically older than him, and yet, she shows up in Smallville, and then he's Superman already, or in this case, the Arctic. And, she's supposed to be like, kind of miserable and kind of like trying to, find her way as a superhero and also as a person, and try to separate her like, yeah, I lost my family, but I also gained another family, and they want to be my family, and I can be okay with that kind of a attitude towards it. And I think they kind of decided not to go with that for some weird reason. I don't know why, but for me, the first act of this movie does not work. I thought the first act of this movie was just kind of bland, and it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. I'm like, wow, this is the first. And then something happens when even I didn't think it was going to happen. Because sometimes normally it will happen for me. And then it'd be like, a little too late. It was kind of cool to see certain things, but it's just a little too late. This movie turns itself for some weird reason for me. And it totally worked. Like the moment like Crypto gets injured, it's like, okay, now we're going to see Supergirl do what she has to do. How to become a hero and all that. She already has the power. She already has all that stuff. But, she's just at the point, she's like, I'm going to celebrate my birthday. My parents just died yesterday, kind of attitude towards it, but she's just going to drink herself out of, out of depression in a way. The way that they kind of, made it look like she was depressed in here, but it really wasn't. If you really pay attention to it, you could clearly tell she's just trying to celebrate her birthday. So, birthday week, or month. But yeah, I kind of wish they would have like gave us Kara kind of vulnerable a little bit of emotional, a little bit of broken a little bit. We get some backstory of Candor too, and you kind of clearly see she had a happy life over there, but then especially when she meets Crypto, in Candor. But then everything that goes down in Krypton, she kind of like, she kind of stays isolated a little bit, and then by the time we see her again, she's kind of over it. I kind of wish we would have spent more time with them. It kind of bothered me that we never got that. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. Let's just get to the movie. And then the movie starts. It's like, meaning the second act of this movie when she meets Ruthie, the actress, Eva Ridley. Once those two meet up, the whole movie changes. It's like the two of them become like this buddy team going through the galaxy fighting, different aliens and just trying to get information about who these pirate biker guys are that Ruthie's looking for. And it goes to coolness from there. So, yeah. The villain of this movie is cool. I really like the villain of this movie. He felt menacing and pretty cool for a henchman. Normally when henchmen, they look cool, but they're not really threatening. They look threatening, but they're not really. I really hate that about certain villains. But for me, I don't know why, but the guy who plays the villain, did a really good job of just giving us this guy. And this character's all he did was, grunted a lot. And it was kind of weird, but it kind of felt like he meant it, not like I was trying to understand the language of what he was trying to say, but it's not like he was talking English too when he was talking. He kind of had like a little bit of a personality of Ronan from Marvel and of also Gore the God Butcher, but handled better. Like if I saw the Dark Elf or this dude, I will fight a Dark Elf any day of the week. Because why? The Dark Elves are completely useless characters. So this dude, his whole bike squad was cool. Like they were like bikers. You don't even want bikers, in these movies. They're tough guys. They would throw their beers everywhere. They won't even mess with them. They actually felt like real cool bikers. And if you mess up their bikes or whatever, they will come after you, kind of bikers. And these guys were doing what they were doing. They were being cool villains, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, there's that. Then, oh my God, then we get to Lobo. Jason Momoa was born to play Lobo. I don't understand why he wasn't Lobo in the DCEU, but he was a cool Aquaman, but he's Lobo. Like, it wasn't as perfect as he is in the cartoon, which I grew up with. I grew up learning about Lobo first in the cartoon, then I read the comic books. OMG, he was so cool. Lobo was awesome. I loved it. And yeah, every time he was on screen, even if it was for short moments, I just wanted more. It was a great appetizer. It was just like, yeah, I want more of Lobo. He was just great. So he did a good job. Millie Alcott as Supergirl was fantastic. Like, listen, even if the writing of this movie was a little choppy with the dialogue, some scenes in here and there weren't great, I really thought Millie brought it, and she is Supergirl. I think her performance as Supergirl works for me. I think all the action scenes were believable as Supergirl. It's like, that's how Supergirl will act. She's more rageful than Superman will be when it comes to her powers. And you can clearly tell from this movie, like, yeah, she will wreck stuff. There's a scene in this movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a scene that kind of goes to making a choice. How would you handle this supposed villain? And I thought Millie's character handled it the way Supergirl would have handled that. She wouldn't care about the morals or whatever Superman was talking to her in her head if she was listening to him. So she would do her own thing because she has that power. But yeah, I had fun with this film. If I can ignore the first half of this movie and just watch the second two parts of this movie, I will be happy as a clam. This movie had me laughing at some parts. The action scenes were engaging. I thought the coloring was great too. The actors were all fantastic. And I think everybody did a great job of just bringing this character to life. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the box office, but we shall see. Maybe Supergirl should just stay in other heroes' movies instead and just be that side character, like how she is in Justice League Unlimited. But she still will work, and I think Millie needs to continue playing this character because this character is amazing, and I still came out with a smile on my face, and that's all I wanted. So if you guys enjoyed this movie, awesome. If you guys didn't, and that's cool too, don't worry about it. Just don't make fun of people who end up loving this movie. I thought this movie was fun. Like I said, I had my issues from the beginning, from the first act of this movie, which just bothered me a little bit. Oh, by the way, the world building of this movie, pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't anything mind-blowing like say, a Star Wars gave us. When Star Wars created aliens, like showing us worlds where aliens exist in their own ways, it's like, nobody's ever going to touch that. I mean, as a kid, I haven't thought about that, but you watch those movies, like, yeah, who's gonna touch that? Marvel tries that all the time with Guardians and all their space stuff, and I always like everything's like the same now. They're not the same. So when DC now it's now doing it, and still the same, but we got we got the lanterns coming up and Oa and all those things. I hope we get to see. I hope they can explore more of the cosmic side of the DC universe, because to tell you the truth, that place is huge. So we shall see. But yeah, there you go. So I had fun with Supergirl. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought, and also stay tuned for more. And thank you very much, and have a good night.